How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're continuing our unboxings of the Marvel United All-In Kickstarter campaign. I wanted to get these videos out before the end of the current Kickstarter campaign, which is the X-Men United, just in case people wanted to see what comes in these boxes. So we've already opened up the core box with the stretch goals. You can go back and watch that video. There's also a little hidden Easter egg, if you're not currently following us on social media, about something that we might be doing for our community. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and get into Return of the Sinister Six. So the Return of the Sinister Six was a Kickstarter exclusive. You could only get it in Kickstarter. That may change because, of course, now nothing's really going to retail, so everything's Kickstarter exclusive. But this one contains all villains. So the basic principle of this is you have to defeat all of the members of the Sinister Six. There they are. There's all our members of the Sinister Six in order to win. And you will be facing them at the same time. I don't know the rules. I haven't read the rules. We're basically just going to do this as an unboxing to kind of read through what everything has, just to get an idea of how it works. And then we'll go over we'll show you the minis and the figures. Yeah, normal unboxing stuff, right? So I guess we'll start here. So overflow. If one or more tokens can't be added to a location, draw another master plan card, add it face down. Special rules. When a hero is KO'd, no BAM effect is activated. Instead, add one master plan card face down to the storyline. Mysterio. Heroes with any crisis tokens must play their hero card randomly on their turn. Then they discard one crisis token. Vulture, when he would take damage, if he has any civilians or thug tokens, ignore any damage he would take this turn and move those tokens to his location. All right. We'll start with Doc Ock. His BAM effect is place one crisis token in Doctor Doom's Doctor Doom's The Fantastic Four campaign, which we're hoping there's a season 3 with the Fantastic Four. But Dr. Octopus, on the other hand, is a Spider-Man villain. Place one crisis token on Doc Ock's location, then deal one damage to each hero in all locations with crisis tokens. Wow. Bam. If there's any tokens in Vulture's location, move all of them to this dashboard. So he steals them all, so you can't complete your quest. Electro. Deal one damage to each hero in both locations adjacent to Electro. Okay. Sandman. Sandman gains 1 health, may go above his starting value, deal 1 damage to each hero in his location. So one thing I didn't notice, I didn't point out, it looks like they all start with 2. Okay, so they all start with 2 health. We play 2-player game, but they all start with 2 health. Most of the time your villains start with 4. I think Taskmaster starts with 2, but he's hard to catch. Kraven, deal 2 damage to the first lone hero, going clockwise from Kraven's location. If there are no lone heroes, add 2 civilians to his location instead. And then Mysterio, give 1 crisis token to each hero in Mysterio's location. So those crisis tokens are bad because special rules. Right? So they do have individual cards. So if you're playing, you can play these villains by themselves. So they do have individual cards, so you can play them one-offs. So as long as there's no broken illusion threats, face up, can't take any damage. 2 missions must be completed before you can be damaged. To turn a threat card face up, any hero in his location must spend a single action. Bam, turn all tokens in play into, okay, so it just switches. And then add civilians. And then if 1 or more tokens can't be added to the location, draw on the master plan card, add it face down. So again, just milling through his deck, and then he has 3 hit points. So Kraven, and here's KO. Kraven doesn't activate his BAM. Instead, he plays another master plan card. Okay. BAM, deal 1 damage to each hero in Kraven's location, plus any 1 hero with crisis token takes 1 damage per crisis token they have. Boy. If a token can't be added, a hero must take 1 damage. Villainous plot. The heroes lose if they are all KO'd at the same time. So very similar to Hela in the stretch goal box. Sandman. When a hero is KO'd, Sandman doesn't activate his ban. Instead, he plays it onto their master plan. Sandman gains 2 health. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Sandman's location. Wow. So he keeps getting... He already started at 4. Well, that's not good. Okay, overflow. If 1 or more tokens can't be added, Sandman gains 2 health. Wow. Heroes lose if he reaches 20 health. That... Yeah, you just got to go in swinging. You have to like knock out your quest with intents and purposes. Yeah. All right. Electro. If a crisis token should be placed in a location that already has one, place a crisis token in the next clockwise location instead. As long as the location has a crisis token on it, heroes cannot use its end effect turn. Okay. When a hero is KO'd, Electro doesn't activate ban. Instead, he places a crisis token. Bam. Deal 1 damage to each hero in location opposite of Electro, and in both locations adjacent to that. So yeah, so it got chain lightning. If you think about it, it's going ching 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 ching. It's just going to spread. Overflow. If you can't place it, another crisis token because chain lightning. Villain's plot. Heroes lose if all locations have crisis token. Chain lightning. Vulture. Steal 1 crisis token. Spoils from Vulture's location if available. Then move all heroes to the location opposite of Vulture. Any hero in Vulture's location can prevent this effect by taking 2 damage. So at least you can prevent it. If 1 or more tokens can't be added, steal 1 crisis token. Oh, that's not good. Villainous plot. The heroes lose if Vulture has obtained enough crisis. So in a 2-player, that's 9. And then Doc Ock, right? Doc Ock is last. When a location has 3 crisis tokens, it is destroyed. Remove it from play. If Doc Ock is there, he moves clockwise. Any heroes move to a location of their choice. Locations adjacent to destroyed ones are considered adjacent to each other. He destroys the locations. that's so different. Okay, bam. Deal 1 damage to hero in Ock's location. Place 1 crisis token there. Okay, you get crisis tokens. If 1 or more can't be, another crisis token, because of course how else is he going to blow things up? Heroes lose if 4 or more locations are destroyed. Alright, so we're not going to go through the cards on the villains. I did in the last one, so just to keep it consistent, we won't do that. We were just going over how those work. But of course, they will have their threat cards, right? Their individual threats cards that they will all play off of. And then they have their regular player cards. So we'll go over the minis. So Craven's staff here is a little bit wibbly-wobbly, tiny-wimey. We have Craven. It's going to try to focus on the text. I'm going to flip that over. No, move it over there. So we have Craven as our first one. So always love the detail. Although his 6-pack abs almost look like some kind of piece of scales, like scale metal, like plate metal, or just scales on a fish. Yeah, it's trying to focus on everything but what we wanted to. That's nice. Look at that. Look at the edging. That is Craven the Hunter. And then we have Doc Ock. And these are kind of soft as well. I actually picked him up before, but see, it's kind of soft. Which is nice, a little bit softer. I mean, these are made for kids, right? Family game time. So these are going to get knocked around, thrown around. So far, I've only had one that was broken, and that was one of Blade's swords. And it wasn't broken in the box. I think it was a factory break. So I got to contact CMON about that. There is Doc Ock with his cowlick, because that's how you make people nerdy. You give them glasses and cowlicks, I guess. Stereotypical. And then we have good old Electro here. So this, of course, is Electro from the comics, not the Electro from the second Spider-Man movie, which the next Spider-Man movie is supposed to be the Spider-Verse, which means that we may get some crossover on some of the villains. I know the other 2 Spider-Men, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, are supposed to show up. Now, I like this. This has got a lot of good texture down here for Sandman. So, if I can get it, there you go. They did texture it kind of good. We might do an effect that we learned from... I forget what his name is. He goes by Uncle Adam. You use baking soda. So you use baking soda because it's a fine grain. So it looks more like sand on minis than actual sand, because sand, granules are going to be too big. And we've been doing that for anything where we want a sand look. So yeah, Vulture. I like that. His feet got the little talons, because of course how else would he pick it up? His wingspan isn't as big as Falcon's. Falcon's wingspan was much bigger. You can see that in the other video. And then the last of the Sinister Six is Mysterio. We got a little smoky smoke going on. So unlike the other Mysterio that you see in the movies, Mysterio in the comics, not really like that. He's an illusionist. I mean, same thing, illusionist, and uses gimmicks, but he was an actor, right? And then he created it. Which I guess they kind of made the guy in an actor too, because he hired an actor. I don't know. Different. That's all I'm going to say. It's different. But there we go, guys. That is the return of the Sinister Six box. So this is one of the ones that you can add on in the Kickstarter. And like I mentioned, it was a Kickstarter exclusive. So even if Spin Master is able to get more of these to retail, right now I think the Spider-Verse is the only one. I think it's because they're going to release a Spider-Verse 2 movie, so it would tie in very well. This is the only way to get this. It's going to be through Kickstarter. So head on over. We'll have a link down below for the Kickstarter. We will continue to open these up so that way you guys can see all of it. So make sure you hit... I just noticed that. Was that annoying any of you guys? There we go. Make sure you hit that bell notification, subscribe button, all that YouTube stuff so you know when these videos go live. Until next time, guys. Peace.